Dear Patriots, before the news starts, please subscribe to our patriotic channel by clicking the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up to this video. Don't forget to leave your opinion below in the comments section. Share the news on Facebook and Twitter so you friends see it. Thank you.
Texas Trump fan stands up to ABC's lies, buys Billboard to set record straight. This billboard is easily the best thing I've seen all week. Sometimes, people just won't accept the truth. It can be staring them in the face, but they still deny it. Liberals have been claiming for months now that the only reason Trump was elected is because of the Russians. If that doesn't sound crazy enough already, the more and more investigations we do into all of this, we find that it's actually Hillary and the Democrats that colluded with the Russians. One Texas man has had enough. He is done with all of the fake news, so he decides to do something about it. It reads: ABC News. I grew up with you. We are through. The Russians didn't elect Donald Trump. I did. Courtney. I love it. I can only explain it to people so many times. Trump gained the love and support of the American people and won fair and square as a result. To continue to try and push the narrative that Russia bought my vote in some fashion is laughable. Trump won my vote with his policies and platform. It's very simple. Dang, here I go again. Maybe I should rent a billboard too. Thanks for helping spread some truth, Courtney, I'm with you. The narrative that President Trump colluded with Russia to try to influence the election in his favor has been one of the most covered topics by ABC and other mainstream cable networks since campaign season, despite no smoking gun for the allegations so far. I just watched too much misinformation, he told Fox and Friends. ABC News was the only channel I watched as a child growing up in Texas, but I think they have lost touch with America and forgotten the working man, Courtney said. I'm not in the brainwashing business, but the liberal media is. It started when they started telling us to hate George Bush, and then they hand me this Barack Obama on a silver platter, Courtney told host Neil Cavuto. I don't have anything against Barack Obama, he added, but said he felt ABC portrayed Bush as the Antichrist and Obama as the savior. And then when they started this Trump as a Russian thing, it was too much for me, the Trump voter said. A recent ABC Washington Post poll showed 44% of Democrats see their party as out of touch with most people's concerns, compared to only 30% of the GOP who see Trump or the GOP as out of touch. Share if you agree with Kyle too. HT Fox News. Game over for NFL anthem kneelers, they're done. Every American is cheering. NFL anthem kneelers caused the league to lose millions of viewers last season. Ratings declined bigly. Now, some kneelers will never kneel again. Here's why. From ESPN. Miami Dolphins owner Stephen Ross says all players on his team will stand for the national anthem starting next season. All of our players will be standing, Ross told the New York Daily News on Monday. Wide receiver Kenny Stills, safety Michael Thomas and tight end Julius Thomas knelt during the anthem several times during the 2017 season. Only Stills is likely to be with the Dolphins next season, as Michael Thomas is set to become a free agent later this month and Julius Thomas is likely to be released. Initially, I totally supported the players in what they were doing, Ross said. It's America, and people should be able to really speak about their choices. But Ross told the newspaper he came to the standing decision because he felt the message being sent by kneeling players was unpatriotic and anti-military, an interpretation that was taken by President Donald Trump. New York Daily News has more. If a player wants the privilege of making millions of dollars in the NFL, or other leagues, he or she should not be allowed to disrespect our great American flag, or country, and should stand for the national anthem. If not, you're fired. Find something else to do. Trump tweeted in September. When that message changed, and everybody was interpreting it as that was the reason, then I was against kneeling, said Ross. I like Donald Trump. I don't support everything that he says. Overall, I think he was trying to make a point, and his message became what kneeling was all about. From that standpoint, that is the way the public is interpreting it. So I think that's really incumbent upon us to adopt that. That's how, I think, the country now is interpreting the kneeling issue. Ross said he's still in communication with Trump. The two men's football ties stretch all the way back to the USFL days before the Football League folded, and Ross said he thinks the president is concentrated on making the country better. Continued. The 77-year-old Ross, who is on the board of directors for the Jackie Robinson Foundation and received the Roby Award for being a longtime champion of equal opportunity, also said he has talked with New Marlins co-owner and chief executive officer Derek Jeter since the former Yankee captain took over the South Florida baseball team's reins. Ross said Jeter has his challenges ahead of him now that he's moved from the baseball field to the executive office. Good on the Dolphins for taking a stand. Busted man who launched FBI's Trump investigation exposed as Clinton Foundation donor. According to new reports, an Australian diplomat whose meeting with former Trump campaign aide George Papadopoulos prompted the FBI's Russia probe, was a major donor to the Clinton Foundation, a fact not previously disclosed to lawmakers. Alexander Downer, Australia's top diplomat to Britain, had a beer summit of sorts with Papadopoulos at an upscale London bar in May 2016, later claiming he was told that Russia had dirt on Hillary Clinton. The information provided by Downer was a significant factor in the FBI's decision to investigate allegations of collusion between Trump's campaign and the Russian government. What wasn't disclosed at the time is that the magical information was coming from a donor to the Clinton Foundation. The Hill reports that a review of forms from 2006 indicate that Downer had previously arranged one of the largest foreign donations to Bill and Hillary Clinton's charitable efforts, amounting to $25 million in aid from Australia to the Clinton Foundation to help combat the AIDS epidemic. You can see Downer and former President Bill Clinton's signatures at the bottom of this Memorandum of Understanding greenlighting the donation. The Hill report also indicates that lawmakers were not made aware of the seemingly important background story on Downer, a Clinton Foundation donor now prompting an investigation of her political opponent. Lawmakers say the FBI didn't tell Congress about Downer's prior connection to the Clinton Foundation, the report reads, and Republicans are concerned the new information means nearly all of the early evidence the FBI used to justify its election year probe of Trump came from sources supportive of the Clintons. Representative Mark Meadows, RNC, slammed the FBI, saying it's even more clear that the organization's leaders have not been upfront with us about this entire investigation. Representative Jim Jordan, RO, concurs, saying, "We continue to get new information every week. It seems that sort of underscores the fact that the FBI hasn't been square with us." Jordan added that it's an important piece of information because the Clintons' tentacles go everywhere. Do you think the Clintons colluded with Obama's FBI to try and take down Trump? Share your thoughts below. Winning federal judge gives Trump great news on DACA. President Donald Trump has notched another win for immigration reform. Late Monday, a federal judge in Maryland sided with the Trump administration's decision to end Obama's controversial Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals (DACA) program. Bush-appointed Judge Roger W. Titus ruled that Trump acted within his authority to rescind DACA, a program that, at best, existed in a legal gray area. As Titus wrote in his decision, Trump's decision to end the program while Congress comes up with another solution was rational. This decision took control of a pell-mell situation and provided Congress, the branch of government charged with determining immigration policy, an opportunity to remedy it. Given the reasonable belief that DACA was unlawful, the decision to wind down DACA in an orderly manner was rational, Titus said. DHS also approved of Titus's ruling. The Department of Justice has long maintained that DHS acted within its lawful authority in making the discretionary decision to wind down DACA in an orderly manner, and we welcome the good news today that the District Court in Maryland strongly agrees, DOJ spokesman Devin O'Malley said in a statement. While the ruling is definitely a win for common-sense immigration reform, it unfortunately doesn't affect the current status of DACA. Injunctions handed down by other courts have kept the program in place. However, no new illegals who would be eligible for the program can apply. This is the second time in 2 weeks that Trump has received good news about his strides to enforce the rule of immigration law. Last week, the Supreme Court agreed that immigrants detained for deportation can be held indefinitely without periodic custody or bail hearings. Share this great news with others now.